We got some major breaking news as it has been announced that Ty Dillon will drive for Kaulig Racing for select races in Cup in 2024. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to the video. As I just said a second ago, we got some pretty major breaking news that just came out as it was announced just a few minutes ago that Ty Dillon is going to be joining Kaulig Racing in a select number of races in 2024. According to Kaulig Racing, they say, we're excited to have Ty Dillon behind the wheel of the number 16 Chevy for 5 races in 2024, starting this weekend at Richmond Raceway. The 5 races that Ty Dillon is going to run is Richmond this weekend on Easter, then a race at Texas on April 14th, then he's going to race in New Hampshire on June 23rd, then he's going to race at Richmond once again on August 11th, and then he'll race at Kansas on September 29th, confirming that he'll drive in 5 races in 2024. I remember talking about the story back last year because there was a lot of rumblings, rumors that Ty Dillon had been trying to go full-time with Kaulig Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series or run a majority of races this year in the number 16 car. And he had stated when it was announced he was going to be going to Rackler Racing that he had been working on a deal to go to Kaulig Racing for the 2024 season. But now he's going to get the chance and opportunity to get behind the wheel. Now, obviously, Ty Dillon is bringing sponsorship and funding in. And if you want my honest opinion on Ty Dillon getting the chance and opportunity, look, I think Ty Dillon is an okay driver, but I don't think he's the best driver by any stretch of imagination. Because the last time he raced in Cup, which was with Spire Motorsports, he completely struggled. And so far in the Truck Series here, outside of a solid run at Circuit of the Americas this past week, it's been a little bit of struggle for him at Rackley, considering that the guy that he replaced, Matt DiBenedetto, made the playoffs last year. It has not been a really good start for Ty Dillon so far, but I do think that they are going to turn the corner and turn it around. But they're still looking for the first top 10 of 2024. But again, we look at the 16 car so far this year. That car has been a rotation car. We've seen Derek Kraus get some starts this year. We've seen AJ Allmendinger driving that car. We just saw Shane Van Gisbergen, who make 8 starts in that number 16 car this year, finish in 20th position, technically crossed the line in 21st, but he finished in 20th. And we all thought Matt DiBenedetto was going to be getting behind the wheel of the 16 car. Obviously, he'll be driving the 38 car for Viking Motorsports this year in select races, but we do know that he had to deal with that team to run a lot of races. I think a lot of races that drivers like Ty Dillon and Derek Kraus got are probably the race that Matt DiBenedetto was supposed to get. But getting back to Ty Dillon, this is a good opportunity for him, and I really hope he can make the best of it in his select races. Now, what are my expectations? Well, realistically, as much as I hope that Ty Dillon does run really good this weekend at Richmond, I don't realistically expect much from him in his select races with Kaulig. Kaulig has taken a step backwards, not just in their Cup program, but their Xfinity Series program. And they've struggled on short tracks. We saw the 16 car at Richmond last year. They were ranked 30th place team most of the weekend, and they qualified horrendously with Derek Kraus in both races. At 31 struggled, and the 16 car struggled. So I do expect that Ty Dillon is probably going to have some struggles, at least on the short tracks. But I do think the bigger ovals like Kansas, we've seen a 16 car actually show some good pace on the mile and a half at times. So maybe Ty Dillon can run really, really good. Again, Ty Dillon's kind of at a crossroads in his career because he is trying to rebuild his career racing in the NASCAR Truck Series and trying to get back up to the top and be at his top form. But let's be honest and realistic, like I said. Ty Dillon has not done a really good job in Cup throughout his career, and at least he's part-time, not a full-time driver, which I think him running part-time is going to help him in a pretty big way this year and this season. It's a good opportunity for Ty, and again, I really hope he can make the best out of it with Kaulig Racing this season, but I don't really expect him to have a great year with Kaulig. If you want my prediction, the 5 races, I think he'll have maybe 1 or 2 top 20 finishes at best. Outside of that, I don't think he'll do much better than that. Again, though, hopefully he can do better in trucks as well and continue to improve in the NASCAR Cup Series. Now, obviously, I've already talked about this a second ago, but you look at Kaulig Racing. This 16 car last year was a full-time entry and had one driver behind the wheel, and that was AJ Allmendinger. So far this year, they've had AJ Allmendinger, Derek Kraus, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Josh Williams. And now Ty Dillon is going to become the 5th driver. You think about Kaulig Racing long-term and what the future could be for this team. There's obviously a lot of rumblings that SVG can go full-time next year in 2025 in the Cup Series, and there certainly is a possibility and chance that that could end up happening because we know the Trackhouse wants to clearly expand in the near future, and I think with Kaulig Racing kind of struggling for funding and sponsorship at this point, they're getting drivers that bring a lot more funding. I think that could lead to the team getting an extra charter in the future as well, that being Trackhouse, or maybe a partnership coming for Trackhouse and Kaulig Racing in the future, where maybe it's technically a Kaulig car, but Trackhouse prepares the entry. Kind of like what they did with Zane Smith this year, where Zane Smith is under contract with Trackhouse Racing, but he is under contract also with Spire, but Trackhouse is working with that team very, very closely. And I think we're finally starting to see him pay off for Zane Smith just a little bit. In SVG, while he's probably looking for a better performance than he did, he certainly did show some pretty decent pace and speed at Circuit of the Americas. Again, at this point, I think long-term Ty Dillon wants to get back to the NASCAR Cup Series. I think that's ultimately the goal. He saw what John Hurt did a few years ago when he went back down to the Truck Series, and he's looking to kind of do that. There's drivers trying to get their way up to Cup at this point, like a Haley Deegan. She's trying to make her way up to the Cup Series at this point in the future. She wants to be the next female driver to be successful. But I think at the same time, you look at Ty Dillon and look at the success that he's had in the lower series. He's done much better there. I hope he can make the best of it. It's a good opportunity and chance. Like I said, I know he'd been trying to work on it during this offseason. He wanted to stay in Cup this year. And like I said, we talked about this during the offseason, but there was a massive chance that he was going to go full-time with Kaulig this year. But unfortunately, because he didn't have full sponsorship, and Ferris Mowers, I think, might have backed off how much they were sponsoring him. I think that's why he didn't go full-time with the team this year. Nonetheless, it is a good opportunity for Ty Dillon, and I really hope he can make the best of it this year with Kaulig Racing, because I think he is a decent driver. He's not a great driver by any stretch of imagination. You look at the driver that's replaced him this year, Carson Nosbar. I know they're getting a lot of help from Hendrick Motorsports and Trackhouse Racing this season, but you look at the performance improvements that we've seen from the team. Carson Nosbar has been a consistent top 20 driver on a week-by-week basis and has been the best rookie for a majority of the year, though he did get outperformed by Zane Smith this past week. So, again, a great opportunity for Ty Dillon. I'm glad to see us get the chance and opportunity to work with Kaulig Racing part-time. I wonder if he'll also make some Xfinity Series starts this year, and that could be something to watch for as well. That 10 car is still available. We could see a driver like Kyle Busch in that 10 car at some point as well. Nonetheless, so it's a good opportunity for Ty Dillon, and hopefully he can make the best of it. But my prediction currently at the moment is he only will get a couple top 20s in the 16 car, because that 16 car has struggled quite a bit up to this point. So, that is good for today's special breaking news report. Want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's video. What do you think Ty Dillon is going to do at Kaulig Racing in his select starts? Do you think he's going to run really, really well, or do you think he's going to struggle in the 16? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have a couple entry list videos dropping for the Cup Series and Xfinity Series at Richmond, with it being Easter weekend. Then on Wednesday, there's going to be a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple days, along with the Xfinity Series race picks. Then Thursday will be race picks for the Cup Series race at Richmond, along with the paint scheme video. If any major news breaks, we'll talk about that. And then on Friday, there should be a NASCAR news video dropping on the channel. Got a ton of great content dropping over the course of the next 2 weeks that I cannot wait for you guys to check out. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.